All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good
Yes.
afternoon. Yes, yes.
Hello, hello, hello. It
Welcome.
is Tuesday, February 22nd. Can you believe that? Already, it's the second month, right? The 22nd day of 2022. It's absolutely amazing. Welcome to Online Success Made Simple. We are your hosts, Tikeja Wyatt from sunny Florida, and of course, Daria Jackson-Legagneur, my business partner from the chilly New York. And
Really
today our
nice.
special guest, yeah, right. And today,
Mhm.
of course, we have a special guest for you. But before we introduce her, we want to make sure that if you guys are catching us live, that you go ahead and hit hashtag live and let us know where you're joining us from. And also, if you're watching this at a later date, go ahead and hit hashtag replay and also let us know where you're coming from. Other than that, you can see at the bottom of the screen, see if somebody, all right, we don't have any comments yet, but right at the top, you're going to see something that says StreamYard.com/Facebook. What you want to do is click that, and that is going to give StreamYard permission to show your name so you won't come up as Facebook user. All right. So, yes, we have today the wonderful Dr. Katrina Ferguson. Daria, go ahead and introduce her.
All right. All right. Oh, yes. I can't wait to hear from this amazing woman. She has done so much and it's so much to say. So I'm just going to read like a little portion of her bio because it's pretty extensive. She's the
Mhm.
bomb, y'all. She's the bomb. So Dr. Katrina Ferguson delivers a passionate, enthusiastic, and entertaining message to both teach and encourage you to celebrate your individuality and breakthrough to become your greatest self. Love.
Yes.
Hey, Valerie, I see you. Her inspiring messages are based on lessons learned in her own breakthrough journeys. Dr. Ferguson is committed to helping others across the world apply these principles in their individual lives and relationships. In her unique and uncompromising style, she brings life changing principles and leadership skills to inspire and motivate thousands across age, gender, and industry lines. She has been
Mhm.
in national publications, including Essence Magazine, USA Today, and as well as on national television shows, including Judge Faith. Dr. Ferguson has been the subject of numerous articles and interviews, and her story is currently being used all over the country to train and inspire sales force of both public and private organizations. Wow, y'all hear this, right? She
Yes.
routinely shares the stage with company presidents, executives, as she conducts trainings and presentations around the country and has spoken for several faith-based organizations, including the Potter's House in Dallas, Texas. Oh, we know who that is. Uh,
Yes.
and um, Evangel Cathedral in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Ah, okay.
Yes.
Dr. Ferguson encourages everyone to be passionate and uncompromising in giving back to the community and celebrating her ability to do so. She has served as chaplain for the WNBA Washington Mystics team as a member of the board of directors for the Women in Business Network of America, Destiny
Yes.
Leadership Institute, Talk Black Radio, and the voice of Destiny's Ministries. She is also the founder
Mhm.
and president of A Sister's Love, a nonprofit organization whose mission is to provide practical information, tangible and intangible tools to assist
Mhm.
women and children in achieving while propelling them to greatness. Go ahead, girl.
Wow.
She has raised thousands of dollars for faith-based organizations and has invested thousands of hours performing community service. And that is just the tip of the iceberg, y'all. That's just the tip. She is
Absolutely.
doing her thing, and we're just so excited to have her with us today. So yes, her accomplishments are awesome, right? I see you, Mary, and we're just so excited to have her. We can't wait to hear what she has to share with us, guys. And
Absolutely.
yes, so like take it away, Tikeja, with the first. I just,
I
Yes,
was
yes,
going to
I'm,
say thank you
I'm
and good
honored.
night.
Hey, yes, honey. Yes.
hear from this
We
sister
gonna
love
bring it
right
on
here.
home. We like,
Listen,
let's
I was
get
about to
started.
say thank you and good night, right? It's like
I know,
Like,
right?
that's it.
a bit much
Well,
even for
yeah,
me. I paid a lot of money for that.
Right?
I
But
know that's right.
well, you guys, you're gonna get a bang up interview like always, and we want to ask, Dr. Ferguson about her accomplishments. Dr. Ferguson, share with our viewers just when and why you decided to go into the financial services industry.
It's funny. I didn't choose it. It chose me.
Ooh,
Nice.
I
Yeah,
like that.
I've always been a believer in purpose and destiny. And I believe that in every problem, part of my challenge is to find a solution and then express it for not just myself, but for the masses. So
Yeah.
any business that I've ever started, any business I've ever been a part of, has always been built on some problem that I faced or some
Mm,
pain in my life, some
Yeah.
reason why, WHY. And so when I got into financial services, more specifically or more technically, to be kind of a little bit more laser light pointed into taxes, is because I found myself as a single parent mom who finally got money, was getting money as an issue out of the way, got involved with a company shortly after my husband left and took his six-figure income with him.
ooh,
Another story,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
so I had three daughters at home and $8,000 a month in bills. I was
Mm,
the Girl Scout cookie mom. I was the
mm.
Kool-Aid house. I was at school. I was doing all those things. But we always know when something isn't right. As a woman,
Yeah.
we always know. And when I began to sense it, I went back to work. I started working. Nobody could understand, why would you work? You got this, that. I know what I know.
mhm,
And I went back to work, and shortly afterward, we separated. He paid the bills for maybe a month. And then I'm looking
Mm.
at these three little girls who were hungry, trying to figure out, how do I make ends meet, not realizing that they
Yeah.
were ends and never were supposed to meet. And so I was working at the time 45, 50 hours a week in a law firm, just trying to keep food on the table. I literally grocery shopped in my mom's cabinets. It was just crazy,
mhm.
showing up at
Oh
friends'
yeah.
houses around dinner time, hoping they'd feed my kids, just ridiculousness.
Wow.
And I just remember being like, there's got to be a better way. I know there's a better way. And it reminded me of when I was 17 years old. I lied on the application and I got started in direct sales. I got started in Mary Kay. And I was like watching these people not have to leave home at any particular time, making all this money. So I believed in it back then. So now here I am, 10 years later with kids. I'm like, there's got to be something available out there. So I
Right.
found something I could align with, got involved, went out the first day. Didn't have a lot of time, but I had a great mentor. Someone who called and said, I know you don't have time. Let's not talk about the time you don't have. Let's talk about the time you do. And
Mhm,
we used one afternoon of that due time, the time I did have, and I made $1,100 on a Saturday afternoon. So I
mhm.
was like, hold on.
Like, wait a minute.
What if I did this every day instead of in my part-time spare time? And literally within 57 days, I had replaced my full-time income, fired my boss. 2 months later, to the top position in the company. 3 years later, started making a six-figure income, and it hasn't been that bad since, right?
Yeah.
And I
That,
don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you that when your why
Mm.
is big enough, how to
mhm,
do a thing is automatically going to take care of itself. You
Yeah.
just focus on why you're doing it. You keep your motives pure and godly, and you will begin to see yourself attracting the things that you can't work hard enough for, right? A
Yeah.
lot of the things that we enjoy, you can't work hard enough to have them. However, so you have to attract them by the person
Mhm.
that you become. And so in this journey, I had some friends who were running with me, and from 0 to 6 figures that quickly, you don't really know what to do with your money.
Not
So
at all.
this particular year, we were like, okay, who's doing your taxes? I don't know who's doing your taxes.
Yeah.
Now we're traveling all over the world, sharing this message, but we don't even have a tax professional in our pocket.
Yeah.
Now somebody, we all went to them and we all got audited. Every single one of us got
What?
audited. Now me, I had been tracking every penny that I spent since like the early 90s. So I had actually given him, real records, real numbers, and he used some of them. And then but I was watching my friends go through this process and they were coming out with, 6-figure tax bills. And I am still a single parent mom here trying to catch up from what happened to me not too long before. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to, bite the bullet. So I tried to get the guy who did our taxes. We couldn't find him. It was the off season. He wasn't available. Nobody wants to pick up on someone else's tax issues, right?
Yep.
The IRS said I owed them $61,000 in back taxes. 61 grand, the official definition of stress. And I just was like, that's not possible. See, I wasn't cheating the system. I wasn't trying to cheat on my taxes. I believe that you give unto Caesar what's Caesar's, but not a penny more.
Wow.
So I began to do the study. The 999 volumes of the tax code back then, bigger than 11 Bibles, and trying to figure out what parts apply to my situation. So when I gathered all these receipts, it took a whole year. And I gathered all the receipts, all the documents, all the proof, put them in a rollerboard suitcase, 13 binders, and rolled my way into my audit. And the first thing the lady said was, "What's all this?" And I said, "You asked me to prove my expenses. This is proof." She said, "Yeah, but nobody ever comes in here like this." Can't say nobody anymore, right? We went through the process. It took 3 meetings. And at the end of the conversation, I didn't owe them $61,000. They owed me $1,100.
All right now.
So I was like, whew, okay, dodge that bullet. It's over. I learned some things, some strategies that I needed to employ in my own business so that I could make sure that didn't happen again. But guess what? The very next year, they came for me again. $34,000.
What?
See, the challenge was that people often who work, jobs or have like low ceilings in terms of their mindsets. Yeah. When they see you spend more money on travel than most people spend all year, they don't understand how, and they want you to, prove it, show me. And so I went back through the whole process again. Of course, it didn't take me as long because I'd already put these systems in place now. And instead of me owing them $34,000, they owed me $800. And the last question that the gentleman asked me, because it came down to a $15,000 giving statement from a church, and he said, "I need you to prove it. I want the cancel check. I need a letter from the organization. Blah blah blah." No problem, because it's a true expense. I'm not making anything up. So I took it in there, and he said, "Do you live with somebody who pays all your bills?" I was like, "No." He said, "Then how do you live? You can't nobody gives away this kind of money." And I said, "It's amazing how the Lord provides." And I came out of that not even feeling like so victorious, just feeling like, man, if this has happened to me twice, when it's happening to some other people, and people like my friends who simply are just bound to the IRS for years at a time. And I was like, this can't be. So I started working on a system to help some people. I had a friend who mentored me in terms of taxes. I was in the background. I was the cat in the basement, running numbers, and strategies. And I just remember when I finally came out and decided to start doing taxes for people and seeing the problems that they faced. About, I guess it was 8 years ago, I hung out an actual brick and mortar location. So we have 4 locations now, about 13 active preparers around the country, 18 total. And just literally we have the Tax Academy designed to not just train tax professionals, but people who want to know what they need to know for their own tax situations. What we don't realize is the IRS doesn't care who prepared your taxes. All they care about is who signed them. And so whether you know it or not, you're responsible for what's in your tax return. That's not even fair.
You sure are.
That is not even equitable. So that's what we do. We help people. And a lot of times, because my main office is actually in, is not, it's in a, how do you even say that nicely? I don't want to say in the hood, but it's in the hood. But I'm here because
You need to be there.
do you know how many people we've helped start businesses? How many people we've helped buy their first homes? How many people have not just squandered their tax refunds from year to year? How many people are not being taken advantage of? You know how many times people come in here thinking they're coming to get their tax returns, sit in my chair and start crying? So I can shut the door and pray with them and lead some to the Lord and help others strategize. So that's what we do. That's what I do. If it doesn't impact people's lives, I'm not interested.
Yes.
That's
yes.
fantastic. Oh my
That's
God.
what I'm talking about. Let's get to question number 2. That's what I'm talking about. If it don't impact lives, I'm not interested. That's there you go, right there. That's what I'm talking about.
I know.
So let's move on.
Yeah, okay. I'm having a hard time. Woo! I'm like right there. I'm stuck.
Yes. So we know it had to be some challenges, Dr. Ferguson. Like in your first year when you first got into the financial industry, what were some of your challenges and how did you overcome them?
The biggest, there's really no challenge you can't Google your way out of, other than a people challenge. And this is what I spend, like I have young people in my office. We were hit pretty hard. Well, not we, some people that typically work with me seasonally were sick for one reason or another, not just COVID, because no evil shall befall me, no plague comes nigh my dwelling. Only with my eyes will I behold to see the reward. Anyway, that's my confession. Every time I hear the word, I just keep playing that, and we've been safe, thank God. So I have some young people in the office, some youth that I'm training. One girl's like, she said she wants to be me. I'm like, girl, you can have it. Like, I got other things to do. So come step into these roles, some of these roles. And it's not that they lack skill. It's not that they lack tactile talent. They don't know how to deal with people and the multitude of personality types that are presented. So we're doing a study right now on Proverbs, the book of wisdom, every day at noon. And I've got them sitting in on that. But after this, we're going to do how to win friends and influence people with just them.
Yeah.
You can understand strategically, not in a manipulative kind of a way, but how to help people get where they need to be and comfortable so that everybody moves on with a smile. You don't have to fly off the handle, cussing people out and getting angry. You don't have to worry about anybody coming for you, watching your back and all that drama, because you've learned how to respect people and demand respect yourself. Yes. So it's really not a financial problem that we have. We do have issues financially, but for me, if I can, you can write a check or earn the money or attract the money to solve it. Is it really a problem? The problem is still you, right? You've got to discipline yourself to do the work. You've got to discipline yourself to go out there, make those phone calls if that's what your job is. You got to discipline yourself to talk to people when you don't feel like it. You got to discipline yourself to pull yourself out of bed when you want to sleep all day. When I realized as an entrepreneur that if I didn't work, I didn't eat, my children may not eat. The work ethic is crazy. It's really bad. It's like over the top. I have to force myself to really like chill.
Yeah.
And then people don't understand when you do it because they're used to you being there. But you have to learn how to enter into God's rest, which is actually the title of a book we just published for a good friend of mine.
Amen. I love it.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Goodness.
Woo. So what made you decide that online was one of the best places to market your product?
Even before the pandemic, we always looked for reach.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's exposure. It's getting your brand in front of people. It's how many times have they seen your name? How many times do they need to see your name and your brand before they actually reach out and call you? That's what you're after. That's the question that you have to be able to answer. And the fastest way was digital. I mean, whether even before all Facebook and all that, we were doing email campaigns. We do everything. We still do the belly to belly stuff too. because the whole idea is repetition, 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 repetition. And at the end of the season, we always look at how many new clients did we pick up? How many people did we serve that we didn't serve in the past years? And who they are, and then how can we serve them throughout the year? And that's, I think, one of the problems that companies in our industry make is that they only reach out during tax time.
Right.
But taxes
Absolutely, I agree.
not a 4-month thing. This is going on year round.
Yes.
So how are you helping them with their planning, with their strategies? How are you helping them with their budgeting? Are you helping? There's so many areas, so many doors, but you got to have the doors all around the auditorium so all the people can come through. With one door, you're going to get a few people coming through. But what digital does is it opens doors on every, like, completely, so that you can have the masses come through. And literally, my higher end clients, they never walk in my office. Why? I don't go see my tax person. I don't see my money guy except on a Zoom from time to time. So why would I expect, especially in this time of COVID, that people would actually So hopefully you've already mastered your footprint, so you're not trying to figure it out while other people are already running.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely phenomenal. I hope you guys are getting this.
Oh,
if you guys need some tax help, you already see Dr. Katrina.
Yeah, you already know.
All right, Daria, go ahead and take it away with the last 3 questions.
All right. Well, before I do, I just want to, acknowledge who's here. I just want to say Valerie and Mary and
Janet,
representatives of Online Success Made Simple, and just in them. I don't know if you know, we are on YouTube as well, Dr. Ferguson. So hello to those that are watching us on YouTube. And Janet, good to see you. Thank you for coming. I hope you guys are getting value, and I already see the wows in the chat.
Oh yeah.
And Janet totally agrees that you need to know your why, because that's what drives you. So before I even get to my question, I didn't even prepare, but this was something that just came to mind as you were speaking.
Yeah.
Would you come back and do a training for our audience? Because mostly our audience, we're online marketers, we're affiliate marketers, we're network marketers, and a lot of times, as those type of businesses, a lot of us don't know what we can write off, how to prepare for our tax, and a lot of us lose out on the deductions because we don't know what to deduct.
You would be surprised how much money the IRS keeps that belongs to Americans. We do a 3-year look back for people for free. And we'll take their last 3 years of taxes, go through them. And if we can save them money, then we'll help them amend it, or, to get them a larger refund or minimize their tax liabilities legally, of course. We'll do that. But I've worked with people, like my own father. My dad's a pastor, owns a business, retired. Daddy makes a lot of money. Well, has a lot of money, but he doesn't make a lot of money. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he was complaining to me. He's like, I had to send the IRS $12,000 one year, $15,000, $8,000. I said, Dad, you're an old man. Like my pastor daddy. I said, Pastor Daddy, you're an old man. Like, why are you sending the IRS that kind of money? I mean, because this guy who's doing my taxes. Well, who's doing your taxes? And it was a family member, but I said, Dad, you didn't vet your tax professional? I said, send me your stuff. So he sent it to me, and I started doing these amendments. He got a check for $5,000. He got a check for $12,000. He got $12,000, and he called me. He said, is this a scam? Am I going to get in trouble? I said, if you think you're going to get in trouble, deposit it in my account.
Yeah.
Put it in my account, because there's so many things that they were missing in terms of what you can write off, especially as a business owner. I do a seminar called Breakthrough Tax Saving Secrets for the Home-Based Business Owner specifically. And we talk about vehicles and vacations and why and how you can write those off. We talk about how you can write off 100% of your children. Not looking for some earned income credit. I'm talking about writing your children off, paying for weddings and college with tax-free money when necessary. What? We talk about how you can buy an entire SUV and the government let you write the value of it off. Those are the kinds of conversations that are not being held around our tables, if you know.
They sure aren't. They sure aren't. And we need to have a conversation. I'm pretty sure everybody on this live would be interested in that.
And they already saying, "Hey, we need that. That would be,
That would be good.
we need you to
Oh,
come back and
absolutely.
do that."
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
God!
You don't know what you don't know. That's the whole
Exactly.
thing.
Well, you're not supposed to know because it's not
Yeah.
what you do. It's what I do, right?
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to know
Amen.
everything
We
about
tell
what you
people
do.
that all the time about marketing.
Right.
That's right.
You
Stick to
hire
what
your
you do
weakness,
best. Yeah.
especially when it has to do with your money. Come on now, with your resources.
Hello.
Yeah,
Not
wow.
with them coins. Don't play with the
All right.
coins.
Come on.
You just dropped the
Exactly.
bomb right there. Boom.
Right there.
We're about to explode right now.
Mhm.
So let me ask you this. You know, I don't like to. I would say the proper word is calling. You definitely were called to
To
do
do
this
this.
work. So
Yeah.
when did you get the calling to inspire and help and motivate each other? When did that moment hit you when you said, you know what, this is what I need to do, or this is what I should be doing?
When I realized there was a better way.
Mm.
When I
Yeah.
realized that, like my family, they call me. They don't call me a very nice name because my
You're family. We all have family.
Yep.
Lord
Already.
have mercy. But it's only because they don't understand how I move or how I
Yeah.
think. Right. I was watching a YouTube of I can't remember the guy's name, but I think it was titled "Why I Don't Go Home for Christmas."
Ooh.
Mm.
It's really good. Look it up. But when I
Okay.
realized that we were our existence, our prosperity, our wealth, our holiness, all of those things are challenged by the systems that we live in. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
unless somebody, number one, breaks out of the system and then turns around and comes back and says, "This is how I did it," how do we get out? How does it become
Yeah.
a new thing? You know, my friends and family, they call me a sellout. They call me all types of everything but a child of God. But what
Wow.
I knew was that I was not going to leave them. I was going to find out the way. I'm going to scout out the way, and then I'm going to come back and share it with you if you're interested, if you're willing. If
Yeah.
you are serious about changing your life, you've got to first and foremost change your mind. And the way that you do that is by getting clear about why you were here. What did God have in mind when He created you? He put purpose and destiny inside of you. And our journey in this life is about finding out what that purpose is and living it. It ain't about you. It ain't about me. It's about the people we were put here to solve those people's problems. So, what is that problem that you're here to solve? And then, how do you do it? So, when people say, "Oh, you're motivated by money," I'm like, then you don't know me at all.
Wow.
Money is
Absolutely.
attracted to me because I'm motivated by purpose.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
that's
Yeah.
when, and so I guess it really hit me when I was younger, and I had this period of years, like 2 years. I call it the season where I bumped my head and I forgot who I was, like my prodigal child experience, where you
Yeah.
leave home, come back as a single parent mom with all of that kind of drama, and then
Yeah.
you remember, wait, I am born here. I am this person. I was raised like this. My mom has a master's of education. My dad has 5 masters and 3 doctorates. So when I left school, it was tough for me for a season.
Right.
But when I remembered who I am and whose I am, it was like, okay, I got it. I got the key. Who wants it? Who wants it? Let me
Right.
share with you. Let me
Yeah.
share with you why you have to have the key. Because you've got children watching you. You've got your family members watching you. There's a
Yeah.
group of men and or women that are waiting for you to get your stuff together so you can help them get theirs together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's get it done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
Wow. That's a
Yes.
great
Your
segue.
purpose will end somebody else's pain.
There you go.
Amen.
Yes.
There you
Yes.
go. There you go.
Honey, write that down, D. That's one of our quotes right there.
That's right. I love it.
We all
And
coming
it's
up with our
so
own
true.
quotes.
It is so
I'll
true.
write it down.
And it just leads right into, my next question. My next question is, what would you say is the best way to get new people to know you? You're a people person. You're working with people all the time. How do you get new people to get to know who you are and what you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm an introvert. I am an extreme.
You would never think so.
because being an introvert doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve
Yeah.
purpose.
You got
That
that right.
Now, it doesn't mean I won't go home for 3-4 days and nobody hear from me. It just means that when I'm on, I'm on. So I have a way of connecting with people, and there's some simple things that you can actually do that make people like you, and they won't even know you. Things like listening.
Yeah.
Talk less, listen more. Because what will happen is they'll tell you their whole life story. So you'll know exactly what to use to inspire them to become better. And they'll say things like, there's something about her. I don't know what it is. It's just something about her. And it's not because we're manipulating them, because remember, it's not for our own purpose. It's not for our own good. It's for their purpose, their own good. Because it's hard to see the picture when you're inside the frame.
Amen.
Right? If you're in the middle of your drama and your trauma, it's very hard to see how to get out. But if I'm standing in front of you or beside you, I can either lead you out or at least point you towards the door, or even someone who's been there. So it's important to connect with people in a way that there's so many people that I haven't talked to in years, maybe 10 years, that I could pick up the phone or hit Messenger and they'd be responsive, because when I was with them, they knew I really, truly cared about them more about them than it was about me. So begin to really check your motives. Figure out why you want to be close to people. And if it's anything other than to impact their lives for good, then you really need to go ahead and do a recheck. And then people will begin to sense your sincerity. And just keep doing the right thing for enough people, and your name will be told. Your name is being spoken in rooms that you don't even know these rooms are existent.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing the right thing, operate in character, with character and in integrity, no matter what goes on around you. We always hear it said, it's not what happens outside you that matters, it's what happens on the inside of you. Right? Your response is your responsibility, completely and utterly. So move in a way that when people say something about you moving differently, that people are like, that no way. There's no way that was her. Right? And then when you begin to, from a business standpoint, you got to use every marketing avenue, and partnership available, right? I have partners, I have real estate agents that I refer people to, brokers all the time. I'm always referring people out. Why? Because it allows me to impact people's lives in a way. It doesn't take anything away from me to do a text between two people to introduce them to somebody. It takes nothing for me to be a blessing to someone, because this is what you need and they've got what you need. I do my part and they do theirs. Right. So you create these tribes, these communities where people are just basically feeding each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was disturbed when I found out how long the Black dollar stays in our community.
Yeah.
What is it, like 20 minutes?
If that anymore. I mean, it wasn't even 20 minutes. Yeah. It wasn't even 20 minutes. And then you've got like 10 minutes now. Other communities, they stay in there for years. What do we miss? What is the missing conversation? What do we need to talk about?
Right. That's exactly what it is. There's a missing conversation. And that's why we're here today, having this conversation with Dr. Katrina Ferguson.
That's right.
She knows her stuff. And that's right. And we are blessed to have her here. And of course, if you're just jumping on, you can always watch this from the beginning at a later date.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Thank you, Dr. Ferguson.
We really appreciate you coming
Thank you for inviting me. I enjoyed this. Thank
you for taking your time. That's what we enjoy about it.
Right.
Your precious time to come on here with us and our audience.
You could have been anywhere else.
Listen.
Anywhere else.
Well, Daria, I'll be in Brooklyn the 1st. Are you there?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah. So I might reach out to you beforehand so we can connect at some point.
The 1st is Tuesday, right? The 1st is Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. So
before like anytime after 5.
Unless you want to come and do the live at 5 with us.
Listen.
I know, right? Dr. Katrina Ferguson back in the house.
Doing amazing training. Oh, we're just putting
my God.
Out there.
Yeah.
That would be so wild. Anyway. Yes,
So
yes, yes. We're gonna bring it on home with our
we're gonna
last
bring it home.
question.
Yes, our last question.
Yes.
So, and it's interesting that you
Oh
mentioned,
man.
your family and how they see you. But so let's say, you're ever in a situation where you had to give someone some financial advice, whether
So
it's
how
a
do you love?
family, friend,
Hmm.
or you know, someone that really knows you or they think they know you, what would you say to them?
It depends because every situation is so different. The first
Mhm.
thing you have to do is check the temperature of the person to see if they're even open to hearing. You know, the book of
Yeah.
Proverbs tells us that it is a fool who talks when no one's listening,
Woo!
right?
Love Proverbs.
So, so I always look for teachable moments. It's so funny because my oldest daughter, I'll call her and I'll be like, "Hey, I got something. I need to talk to you about something. You ready?" She's like, "Is this a teachable moment?" Yep. Yep. Sure enough, get your pen, get your notebook. We're gonna talk about this. Go talk
Yeah.
because that's how people learn. But if she wasn't open, then I wouldn't even have the conversation with her because it would mean she can't hear it from me.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I may have to connect her to someone that she can hear it from.
Hmm.
Sometimes
Yeah.
the biggest mistake that we make when we're trying to communicate to someone something is that we're trying to communicate that to them ourselves. Move your egotistical self out of the way and introduce them to someone that you can edify as an expert in that area and let them tell them the same thing you were going to say. But we all have had that experience, especially if you have kids, where you say something, 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 little Johnny, and you say it over and over again. But when Uncle Frank comes in and
Yeah.
hears it and responds the first time, like
Yeah.
I've only been saying it for 32 years, but it's because you've been saying it. Now, what's more
Yeah.
important? Him getting it from you or him getting it, period?
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
You to get it, period. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
use wisdom. And if they're not hearing you, seek God to find out how they can be heard, how the message can be heard. It might not be your message to deliver.
Yeah.
Mm. Wow, that's wisdom right there. Woo!
Woo.
Praise God.
Nuggets. I hope you guys are getting these nuggets.
Yeah,
Nuggets.
these are some serious nuggets
Watch
right
it
here.
again.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
breaking
watch
it
it
down,
again.
y'all.
This
Y'all
Wow.
is
won't let me.
wow.
I can't comment in the Facebook chat. I want to say hello to people. I can't. They said,
Oh, you should be able to down
Oh,
below. You might have to go to the group itself, the online
that's where I
success page.
started, but they said you have to
oh,
be a member of the group. Can I get
oh,
it? Sister,
We'll
get a
add you
key.
right quick.
Can I get a
I'm on
key?
here now.
girl, you got a
I'm
key. It's
on here
coming.
now. Let me
It's
go on in
coming.
there.
You got your key.
And do
Awesome. Thank
invitation.
you.
It's coming. It's coming. Wow, guys. So if you're getting value from this or have gotten
Yeah.
value, just put value in the chat and let our guests know that you are so appreciative of the nuggets that she has shared with us today. And yes, and we are definitely working on having her back with us and doing a training because this is tax season and we're all putting everything
Absolutely.
together. And you need to know, what it is that you can write off, which is probably practically everything because
You
being
know
business
it.
owners, we definitely have the upper hand than a 9 to 5 employee because they're limited in what they can write off. But we is so much that we can write off, guys.
Yeah.
You have no idea. So we have
Yeah.
to have Sister Girl come back, Dr. Sister Girl. That's
Absolutely.
my Sister Girl come
Right,
back.
Dr. Sister Girl.
and lay it on us so that we can even be even better in our businesses and get the money
Absolutely.
back that
Yeah.
we deserve and know how to keep proper records because that's a big thing for most of us, just keeping our records straight and knowing, just how to keep
Yeah.
everything together so we do have that audit, we're not afraid, we just
Yeah.
go, "Oh, here you go," and
Yeah,
those,
right?
and those
That's an
binders,
amazing feeling.
file, yeah, and those
Yeah.
files and everything, and say, "Okay, you said you want all of those, here you go." So you
Like,
go,
what is that?
boom, there you go. And I've been in that place, so I know exactly what you're
All right,
talking
there we go.
about. And it's so frustrating, but now I just put everything together in the mindset that yeah, they're gonna audit me, but I got them. I'm ready for them. So
There you go. Accept my friend request, Dr. Ferguson, and we on.
we don't have to be afraid that if you didn't walk away with anything else, guys, don't be afraid of the IRS. Don't be
Don't
afraid.
be afraid of the IRS. If you
Right.
have any
No.
questions, now is the time. You know, we
Yes.
love questions, and we have a couple minutes to answer a couple questions if you guys have any. Because I'm sure some of you have some questions today.
Yes.
Bring on. I'm going to check the group and see if anybody has any questions in the group.
Yes. 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 Ask her while she's here, y'all.
There you go, Dr. Ferguson. So you can
Yep.
go ahead and post whatever you want to post.
Yep. Whatever you want to say to the audience.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it says
Not done yet.
some people are saying that they've gotten value. This is awesome. Powerful interview. Oh, Christina wants to come and say hello.
Yeah, Christina, you know it's after 30 minutes after, so
Hey
Yeah.
guys.
Hi.
she thought her time was on.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I just got a fidget spinner.
Yeah, that's not a fidget spinner.
Bye.
It's a fan. Go on.
It's not.
Go that way with your Barbies. Take all your
Bye.
Barbies.
They have gotten plenty of value. So have we.
Not
We are just so excited. Not only did you give us nuggets, you preached, you gave us a word,
Thank you.
um,
Absolutely.
mindset. You did it all. You brought it. You brought
God
it.
is good.
And we're just so excited. So since
Absolutely.
there are no questions, guys, so
I'm double checking.
Sometimes we don't know what to ask.
I know.
So I'm going to suggest that
Hey,
if you're
guys.
especially in the
Hey, guys.
process of preparing your taxes, we have a resource that's available. If you want to put the website, I'll give you the link. It'll be, and you can place it in the group.
Okay.
To a sheet that will give you, it's kind of like a memory jogger for
Ooh.
all of the things that you can write off, all the things that you
Love it.
probably paid for in your business or used during the year. It will help you to remember to make sure you add that into your calculations. And know that if this was your first year, if last year was your first year in business, then Congress has approved a $5,000 deduction just because you started your business last year. So go ahead and start with that and go ahead and write some of that income down so that you can definitely continue to grow your business.
Wow. Love that. Love that. Definitely going to look into that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely going to look into that. I know.
Definitely past 5:30.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
every time, boy, I tell you, every
Yep.
time.
Well,
It's
you
like
know
it's
that
5:30. It's past 5:30. I gotta bust up in here. Hope to see you again, Doctor. Yes, Katrina. Yes, absolutely.
yes, we want to see her again too, Janet.
You already know.
And
So
Mary
definitely,
said, lots of aha moments. Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely, absolutely. We sure appreciate you. We really thank you for
Absolutely.
taking the time of your, your busy day to spend it with us. Just know that we truly, truly appreciate you, Dr.
My
Ferguson.
pleasure. My
absolutely.
pleasure. The pleasure is mine. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yes,
Definitely in New York, I guess.
Yeah.
yes,
Indeed.
yes,
Indeed.
yes,
Yes.
yes. So, guys, since there aren't any more questions, we are going to go and we will see you next week.
Absolutely.
Yep. Have an amazing week. Ladies, just stand by for a sec. Have an amazing week, guys.
Bye.
Indeed. Bye, guys. It'll be 10 seconds, Dr. Ferguson.
Okay.